Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special 5D deep dive where we're going to talk about Spring Equinox, the real new year. So happy new year to everybody. And also we're going to talk about the pagan holiday. We're going to talk about Easter, the Christian holiday. We're going to talk about manifestation magic and a lot of fascinating topics in this deep dive. Yes, I'm feeling the Mercury retrograde as a lot of people do. How are you, Sophie?
I'm feeling still the purge, but mentally all is good, so ready to go.
Awesome. I love that. I love your optimism. So, optimism also because oftentimes when we see that we have more sun, and of course, I'm talking about the northern hemisphere because you guys in the southern one are experiencing the opposite, but because most people live here, we're going to focus on the spring equinox. But we have a question for you guys, so stay tuned. So this is the calendar, the digital calendar that is available on the Academy, and I'll put the link down below if you're interested in getting it. But I just wanted to show you basically how eventful the month of March is. And this year's spring equinox is on March 20th, and it is sandwiched between two very powerful eclipses. So we just had one on the 14th, which was a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And then we have a new moon solar eclipse, a partial one, that will be in the sign of Aries. Are you okay?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Plus 2 retrogrades. So that makes this new start kind of special. And this is also part of what we're going to ask the cards, because usually it's the perfect time to start new things, start new routines, new projects, let's say a new training schedule. But this year it's tainted by 2 retrogrades. So, and if you haven't watched the 5D news, we had a question about that too. But I just wanted here to introduce you to the topic of the spring equinox. And it's not just because, let's say, yes, it is a celebration of the sun. We have more sunlight. But also in astrology, the sun enters the sign of Aries, which is the first of the 12 zodiac signs. So we're starting a brand new cycle. So this is why this is the real new year. And the sign of Aries is a sign of fire. It's a sign of new beginnings, of optimism, of new life. This is the rebirth of the life. Whereas when we were like really deep in Pisces season, it's kind of the season to let go, to let's say face death, face the end of a cycle, basically. So we're healing, we're purging, letting go, but we're also preparing for the beginning of a new cycle, which happens when we are in Aries season. And I do already feel that, because I felt more energy to go to my hot yoga classes, and I felt like, okay, this surge of like rebirth energy. So this is what we're going to feel. And there's 4 really important points in astronomy and astrology, which are the equinoxes and the solstices. So this is part of the relationship between the earth and the sun. And if you watch of course, I'm gonna forget the series on Netflix about like all the ancient monuments. Do you remember his name? The guy? No. It's gonna come. Anyways, he's talking about how those ancient buildings and monuments are all based on the relationship of the sun and the earth or the stars, but usually it's about the equinoxes and the solstice. So this is huge. And we're, as a whole, reconnecting with our cyclical nature and with the cycles of the earth and the sun. So this allows us to gain more power, to co-create even better, to manifest even more in alignment with the cycles of the universe, of the earth. So basically, this is what's happening there. And let's start with the card, Sophie, if you're ready. And let's ask about this specific spring equinox, because it's a very different one, especially with the retrogrades, the eclipse season, but mostly the retrogrades, because it's kind of, I guess it's going to slow down a little bit, the new starts, but let's start with the first question. Is it a good time to manifest our desires?
Right now?
With the spring equinox.
With the spring equinox. It says no, because we need a little bit more time to figure out things. So we have the card of secret and something that needs to grow and to mature. And it's almost like we don't see it fully for what it's going to be. So we do need to observe more and go within and search for answers, then ask for something that is either going to be manifest under the wrong energies or not the right thing that you want to call in your life.
So interesting. And why is this year so different with the spring equinox? What bigger process do we need to understand why we cannot just be like, yay, let's start new things this year, and why we need to hold back a little bit more?
So I was shuffling my cards, and one card was the other way, and that's my card for Capricorn. So we are out of a very big cycle of Pluto in Capricorn, and we are in a new cycle. So that's part of the answer with this card of Capricorn. It's because that's the card of being told what to do. So it's the kind of a discovery of what we want to do next, and the next chapter of our lives that are ours to create and to co-create with the universe. Yeah, it says that we're out of survival and we are out of what others pushed us to do, and we're in what we really want to do and create for ourselves. And it's underneath the deck, we have the card of Muse. So it's the time to get inspired as the sun is coming in our life. It's the time to get inspired and to really focus on spending more time in nature, by the way, spending more time by yourself, yoga, meditation, walks outside. The more you're doing this, the more you're going to receive messages about what is it that you're going to be doing and what is it you're supposed to be doing in the next chapter of your life.
So if I understand correctly, is that we're birthing something that's going to be very different from the past, right? So it allows us we're in a bigger cocoon this time of creation.
It's not even something that I don't think we saw it didn't see it in our whole life, because it's not just about Pluto changing sign. It's something bigger than this. I don't think that we ever saw it in our lives. I think it's something that we didn't see on Earth for a very, very long time. And it's all about the awakening of your true purpose. It's all about the awakening of your true potential. And if you are not spending enough time by yourself in outside and meditation or yoga or anything, you're going to probably miss what you're supposed to be understanding at this point.
Because you're going to recreate what you know and what the universe is trying to give us access to is, let's say, divine creation and like newness like we've never seen before, from what I can understand.
Because we have so many distraction and things in the air, like Wi-Fi and everything, that are confusing what messages we receive if we don't spend time alone, and more importantly alone but outside, and time in meditation. That could be inside or outside, it's okay. We're going to not receive the right downloads that are going to fast forward our evolution and fast forward what we're meant to be doing in this life.
Woo! Okay, this is what?
No pressure.
No pressure. Well, I'm excited. It gives a whole new perspective to how grand this truly is, and how big we're being tasked to create new things. Okay, so I found this image, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna pair it with this question. So, what will be? She's like, where are you going with this? Because in my head it was like 2 cycles. So yeah, stay tuned.
I see breasts, but that's fine.
Well, even more amazing. What will be the influence of Mercury and Venus retrograde at the time of the equinox? Is it giving this new beginning a slow start?
It's all about karma. It's all about karma. Oh my God, I love how the cards are. So let me just show it to you in order because it's like a story being told. We have this card that I use for survival and ancient history also, because those are, well, you know it. Then we have a wealthy man right there, and we have paid in full. So I think that it is very important by now, or very near right now, that everything that has been, that you need to say, you need to do, you need to ask for forgiveness, are being started or done. Okay, we have the end of the old stories, the end of karma, and then we have miracle and fresh start. So the retrograde are there to force you to get as much spring cleansing on your life and your lives as possible. So we start right after this ending, we start fresh with a new potential that brings new miracle. So a whole new vibration in your life that is going to, we have the muse again, that is going to really connect with that part. I'm not sure how to unsee this, but both the seed and her with the sun need the big sun to be able to grow. So that could be either the sun outside, that could be also the sun in your chart, I don't know, but there is a big connection with the sun that is needed for the next part of your life. So I don't know how you see this.
This is so interesting. Okay, like I went to hot yoga last week, and this is the first time I heard this. The teacher said, oh, as we're seeing more sun, like and starting to be spring, we're awakening our inner sun at the same time, our solar plexus. And I was just like, huh, I've never thought about it that way. This is so interesting. So, and I feel guided to look at the sun more, being more under the sunlight, the sun rays. So I guess, can we ask the cards, like, if the solar plexus has to be awakened for the next part of our mission or where we're going?
Queen of Cups, and with the big sun behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know if there's any trace of it in the astrology, but it says that, yes, it awakens their deepest potential with the sun, but it also purify our channel to source. So that's why we need it. It purify our channel to source. And this is what we came here to do. And I will, I'm, always say that I'm so dramatic, but in this case, I cannot not do it. With the Ten of Pentacles here, it says that this is not just another year. We have been under lessons after lessons in many past lives to awaken her potential to this point. So what we're going to be awakening at this point is going to be the result of our past evolutions. It is a big deal. So I don't know if there's anything in astrology that talks about how big of a deal it is, but
well, yeah, of course, like 2025 is like huge. There's like 5 big planets changing signs. It's the start of the eclipses in Virgo, Pisces. So it's all being directed on your purpose and life mission, basically. And what I see with the sun also that you just showed in the background of the card, to me, is the activation of your soul purpose, because your sun in your chart is also part of your life mission. So you're being tasked to, let's say, go to the next level of your sun sign soul mission. And we're both sun in Virgo here. So this is all about service, being in service to source, being in service to humanity with our gifts. And this is what we're trying to do here. So let us know if that works. But yeah, so wow. Whew. I had like so many downloads while you were talking, like I'm trying to remember them now. But okay, so it is big. The sun plays a big part. This is something that we've never seen before.
Mm.
And the retrogrades play a role because they trigger this motivation to let's say, tie loose ends, to finish chapters, to really let the past behind so that we can step into this uncharted territory.
It's almost to a level where we need to let go to our human nature. It's almost to a level where we need to, by saying that, I don't mean that we need to become something else. I mean that we need to remember that we are souls and that we are not our body, and that what happened in the past were lessons, and that we just need to let it go and to move on to what we came here to do, because we have been chosen as souls as at this moment. So it is bigger than just, I want to have a perfect house. It's good that you have the perfect house, but it's way bigger this year because it's surpassed your body and your life.
Okay, question. Is it one of the first year where we're going to feel like universe favors, let's say, people who are on their soul mission path, people who are on their self-growth journey?
Ooh. Absolutely. And not only this, but there's going to be major problems for those who are not. This is the timeline. If you're not, we have distractions. You're not evolved. So your soul is absolutely not evolved. We have big ball of fire, which is never a good sign. We have survival, and we have the value that are very superficial. But if you are on your path, if you are zero, you are on your mission. We can see that you're going to transcend a lot of what you came here to do. You're going to just surpass. Maybe your skills are going to expand. You're going to have downloads through your dreams, through your subconscious. We can see here within the card of the price that what it means is basically you're here to see the true value of humanity. You're here to see the true value of your life, of your mission, and to shift the timeline with it, to shift the timeline from being something that is money oriented to something that is more value oriented, such as family, union of souls, being one, and to unite together to help each other and not to be against each other. So there is going to, with the card of price, also, that's what I wanted to say. Also, there is going to be sacrifices for this. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to probably feel super comfortable about the choices. For those of you who had left in the past a job that is a 9-to-5 job with the comfort and the security of it, it was a jump. There is multiple big jumps in life, and I feel like this is another one that is coming.
And like all of what you just said to me as an astrologer talks about the North Node in Pisces.
Oh.
Which is just moved in Pisces in January, so not too long ago. And we're going to have it until mid-2026. So basically, the eclipses are going to be mainly in Pisces and Virgo. But the North Node, I'm sorry?
What is it that does? I cannot speak. Mercury retrograde.
So the North Node shifted in Pisces. So the North Node is our future karma, what also we're, as a collective, we're trying to reach, like the good qualities of Pisces, but also in, let's say, ancient astrology, the North Node, Rahu, talks also about some kind of lure. It has a really good side of it, but also there's people that can be lost in trying to find a shortcut. So to get to the North Node in Pisces. So Pisces, as a collective, we're going to try to gain more consciousness, more sense of oneness, more of that feeling of merging with source, of having, let's say, an open channel and being in that enlightened frequency. And but let's say for the people who choose, let's say, the shortcut path of feeling like this, it can be like you said, distractions, addictions, using substances to get to that level of awareness and consciousness. So, and also Pisces can be also your sense of purpose, why you're here as a soul. Can be your karma. It can be your life mission. It also connection to off-worlders. So it's huge. It's huge, but also it says that we're gonna jump into a world that we don't know anything about because like we're on the other side of a veil, basically. So I think it's going to really further separate people that want to do the work and be on that spiritual path and people that do not and want to be like in this kind of autopilot, not confronting their shadow type of path, I'm guessing.
Wow, I love when you explain stuff like that. Thank you. Do you think it's too late for those who are not awakened?
Well, let's ask.
Okay.
I don't think so personally, but I think it's going to be harder. But let's see what the cards have to say.
Ooh, okay, yeah, it's going to be way harder now. So there is going to be those who thrive in difficulties. If you do need that kind, some people thrive when they hit rock bottom. Some people thrive when they are complimented and everything goes well. So for those who really thrive in this energy of dark night of the soul, going through fire, and they're going to be able, it says meet me, and we have this energy of the other side with the star there. So if you are someone or you know someone that thrives in the face of challenges and they needed that, you're going to see that they have maybe a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot of maybe unlucky event or pressure. And if they feel some kind of discomfort and they thrive in just facing difficulties to get out of it, they're going to be able to awaken. Otherwise, they're going to stay in that place. So for those who were more with the logical awakening, maybe during 2020, 2021, they were able to switch because of the logical side of it and the pressure, let's face it. But now it's going to be a whole new level.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So going back to that idea of the spring equinox, let's talk about for the people here down there on the other side in the southern hemisphere. Is it still a good time for new beginnings for them in the southern hemisphere, or is it best for them to use the other equinox for manifestation and new starts? Is it still powerful for them for new starts?
No. I think that it goes with your intentions, and because you're seeing nature doing the opposite, I do see that we have the vertigo slowly going down. We do have with the nature next to it, we have Titanic going down. So for me, that is maybe more of a cultural reason why it's not the best timing, just because of culturally, well, because you're seeing that it's not an awakening. But if you're someone that maybe you lived elsewhere before, or you're really into astrology, then you can have the same energies. You can associate this time of the year with the time to recreate a new beginning, but it's not going to be for everybody that is on that side.
Because like for them, like if they looked at nature, they're going into fall season. So for them it's but still it's Aries season for everybody. So yeah, as you said, if you're conscious of it, you can still use this energy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it more powerful at this time to work with egg-shaped crystals, a symbolic of manifesting new beginnings for the spring equinox? Or I'm going to say spring equinox, but just take into consideration that it's probably going to be later this year after the retrograde, so more April than March, but still. Is it more powerful at this time to work with egg-shaped crystals?
It depends on what, because there could be, so I think this year, maybe not at this time. Maybe in general, yes, for new beginnings all through the year. For this time, of the year, generally, probably yes. But this year, I would delay it a little bit.
So if we ask the same question, but let's say after mid-April when the retrogrades are over. So if we use egg-shaped crystal after mid-April, is it a powerful practice for new beginning?
It says yes. It says yes. Whew, there's heavy energies all around this fresh start, and everything is just, I'm going to take a few just to show you. So yeah, we have the answer is yes, very, very clear. But there is this energy that is round and round, round and round, and this is the past. Everything that you want to manifest for everybody needs to be free first of the past with this one. That's why the retrograde are such important things. It's not just about counting the days until it's done. It's really using this energy to be able to manifest even more after.
And I'm just going to show you guys so you can see. So this is when we're going to have the exact spring equinox on March 20th. The sun is at 0 degrees 0 minutes of Aries, but we still have like really dense energy in the sign of Pisces. So I think this is what you're picking up on.
Yeah.
So we have the North Node close to Neptune, which we had the conjunction earlier this year in February, and Saturn there. So it's like forcing us to close old loops, old patterns, close up, let's say, old soul contracts that do not benefit for our future. Like we're in a really bigger cycle than just a year that maybe, as you said, like maybe lifetimes even that we're closing out now. So it's not at the moment of the spring equinox, but I think we're still going to be in that clearing up process, as you said.
Yes. So in general, the egg shape, is really powerful for any type of beginning that you want to bring into your life.
Okay, and going back to this idea of the awakening of the inner sun and the solar plexus, can we ask the cards what happens in the body with the awakening of our inner sun at this time?
By the way, I don't know why, but that doesn't really happen to me a lot, but it says that we should step on this color and this symbol and stand on this symbol as long as possible to recharge. If we don't have the weather or if we don't have any abilities to go outside or to meditate on it, it's really, really important that we do so to recharge.
Oh, nice. Especially for people in the cities where you have less sun and less connection to nature. That's a really good tip.
It says to, oh, wow. Okay. It says that the effect is that we're going to move out of passive energies and we're going to retrieve our inner power. Mm-hmm. So we do have the frustration that are accumulated in the system. We can see that we have maybe more inflammation. Maybe we have reaction that are out of the norm. We have the passive energy. We have the nostalgia going round and round. For me, this talks, we have the release. So for me, this talks about how we are suddenly able to find either solution to move out of cycles, or we have the little push that enough is enough to get out of situation, to speak up and to be more active and less passive. I feel like we could act on very old wounds this year because it's such an amazing, different year than usual. We could have wounds that you're not going to understand where it comes from. What is this reaction? You're going to awaken a part of you that is going to make you feel stronger, make you feel more powerful, make you feel more confident. But in the same time, you're going to need to act on it to keep it, because otherwise you're not staying in that vibration.
So act on it. Act on this. Can you please help me here? What I'm trying to
act on it, meaning that if you are in a situation during that time that you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel heard, you don't feel seen, you don't feel this or that, respected or whatever, you need to speak on it. And even if it's within yourself, if you are eating the wrong things, you're not doing that or that right, sleeping right, or whatever it is for you, you need to correct it in that time to stand in your confidence, to stand in your power, and to stand in your joy, and health should be better.
And talking about health, my next question was about it. So is it true that spring is the season of the liver detoxing? And I chose this image because I thought it was super interesting that we're kind of seeing the solar plexus activating the liver. So I believe it is correct because I've always struggled with my detox during March, especially. But let's ask the card what they have to say there.
Yeah, I heard the kidneys, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm guessing it's more than one organ, but it's probably like, is liver the main organ that's detoxing during spring?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot. Yeah, liver is one for sure. For sure, liver is one. But there is more than one because we do have the kidneys right there. And we do see the whole digestive system. So I think that's all of the stomach with multiple organs that are in there. And it's basically, oh, that's interesting. We have the card of Aquarius that is right there, unconquered. It's basically kind of getting out of the survival mode in a sense, different sense than just stress and everything. It's during the winter, the organs can take on more because they're considering with the weather and everything that there's maybe less activity for some of us. It takes on a new role in the body, but now it's out of it, so it needs to just purge that kind of a winter. I don't know the words. Yeah.
Storage for winter.
So it all just releases very quickly. And that's when, if you eat the wrong thing or if you're not taking enough water, we have the well. If you're not drinking enough water, if you're not eating the right thing, you're going to either keep it inside longer, which is very bad. And you're probably going to not detox the proper way because you're keeping it inside, and that's very, very bad in general, but also for your mind because it affects the whole mood and it affects your whole mind in general.
Yeah, for sure. I have this image for the next question, but just keep in mind that I'm not talking about solely nutrition. So how could we help this detox process that is going on naturally? So maybe exercise, nutrition, sleep, water. What do the cards have to say? How can we help this detox process, make it easier for our bodies?
Okay, so the first thing is that we start moving again. That we start moving again. So we have a few cards right there. Start the flow of energy again.
Yeah.
We also have abandoning the inside to go outside in the sun. We do see this card of receiving. So I think it's very important that we change the energy in the house, that we change the energies on. If you do your vision board, your feng shui, whatever, that could be a good moment to just renew what you're hoping for, what you're sending to the universe. And this is not just a detox of the body, it's a detox of let's just do a new chapter altogether of your life. We do see that relationships are an important part of the detox this time in the spring. Relationships, there is a lot of divorce rate are going up in February. This is the highest divorce rate month of the year. I know February is still winter, but it's very close. So it's very important that you see hope and that you are looking forward for new things in your life that brings you joy. So if you have a partner that brings you joy, I'm not saying, of course, to end this. I'm just saying that you have new goals also for this relationship, a new place to expand.
Change the energy with your relationship also.
Yeah.
Like in the house.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. My ex naturopath told me that dandelion is one of the first plants to grow in the spring. Well, we are at least, and apparently it's helping to detox the liver. Is that true that dandelion is a good, let's say, plant to help the March detox or the spring equinox detox?
Well, the first card is the Death card, and we have the Uranus card. So, the Death card twice. I would say absolutely yes. It could be too strong for some people when we have twice the card of the Death card.
Like double whammy on the rebirth. On the detox.
Yeah. So I would say really start slowly. And I don't know, I know, Jolie, you know that, but for some people watching, maybe you don't know that. The more you're eating right, the less toxins you have, the more sensitive you're going to be when you're putting something in your body, right? If you're eating wrong food and things, you're going to be less sensitive.
Yeah.
So to pay attention to that, because if you're eating super right and clean everything, you may need smaller dosage than people who needs to really detox. So to keep that in, oh wow, it's really removing a lot.
It's a violent detox here.
Yes, yes, and I think it's releasing a lot of the water retention and the fat.
Yeah.
It says stomach, so it
Hormonal fat.
Yeah. So it's really hormonal for sure. For women, it says that this is something that you should do a little bit more smaller dosage for a longer time, and for men, it should be more one dosage and a little bit more intense, little bit, just shorter time.
Okay, and so interesting because we're going to talk about Ostara, which is the pagan holiday at the basis of what we're celebrating around this time, the rebirth and the spring. And it's a celebration about balance being brought back to the earth, right? Because when we have the spring equinox or the fall equinox, this is where the days and the nights are at equal length. So with this pagan ritual that we have here, Ostara, so this is celebrating usually around March 19th to March 28th, I believe. The height of it being the spring equinox on the 20th. We're celebrating fertility and fertility because the earth is starting again to bloom with the plants, with the flowers. Maybe not the flowers yet where we are because we still have a little bit of snow, but nonetheless, we're celebrating fertility in the forms also of abundance of all good things. So abundance of food, abundance of love, abundance of financial abundance, all of that stuff. So it was a goddess festival, so celebration of the divine feminine, because Mother Earth is a divine feminine entity. This is the fertility. And also the number 13 was also very important. So I watched a really good video here by Ginny Mithril on YouTube, and she was talking about Ostara and like the best rituals to do. And I'd like to ask the cards like a little bit of those that she's inviting us to do. So she's saying one of the rituals that we can do is walking through a labyrinth to help bring us into balance. So let's ask the card, what does this practice does? Is it beneficial for manifestation around this time?
Interesting. I never heard that. Okay, let's see. It symbolizes what struggles we leave behind and how we are dropping the burdens.
Wow.
So the labyrinth, I think that's because we are also celebrating what path we are going to take in the future. And it says that we are welcoming new things into our lives. And and we don't know what it is, but we're just welcoming new things that life has to offer by walking into the unknown path, but also symbolizing what we leave behind and the struggles that we needed to leave behind.
That seems to be like even more relevant this year, right? Like with all the energy about letting go of the past. So, okay, really good one. I'll try to find one near my house.
You can draw one. You know, chalk is not really expensive.
Right, right. But like the experience of going through it in nature, I think is a lot better. All right. Well, still, yeah, we have snow and ice, so it might be a little bit delayed here. Okay, next question. She's talking about also watching the sun rising on the equinox date, so on March 20th, which is going to be, well, today if you're watching this on the same day. So let's say around the Ostara window, which is a couple of days before and after, is watching the sun rising a powerful practice, and can it help us step into positive new beginnings?
Okay. Oh my God, look at the first card, the awakening, but they always have those glasses. I would say absolutely yes, just judging by those two cards, because when you're not watching it, when you're protecting your eyes, you're not seeing it. We have the feeling stuck, but we have two cards that are reversed right now, so I don't see it. So we have the begging and we have the cunning and suspicion and the clever. So it's almost like things are happening, so we're not able to watch it. So I would say it's very powerful that we watch it. Yes, it says that we're getting guidance and we are getting the download and messages. For those of you who are still searching for your purpose, searching for answers, searching for more significant information, this is what you need to do in your routine. But be aware that there could be difficulties, extra difficulties happening, so that we're not able to do it. Meaning, maybe they're going to create more rain. They're going to create more, fog, just so we're not being able to see it properly.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to make an effort and wake up earlier one of those mornings, because it seems to be really, really helping the process here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happening to Mother Earth at this time, energetically speaking? And especially this year. Let's ask for this year.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be a very special year.
Whew, she's breaking free of manipulation of the weather.
Ooh.
Yeah, I never seen those cards before together. This is very powerful. So we have nostalgia, shadow of a doubt, the key, the woman card, popcorn, which is a very weird and scary looking card of Hollywood, and fake. And we have breaking free. So I really see that she wants to and she is more and more difficult to manipulate for weather, and that she reclaims her power specifically for this year. And we have the card of the woman. So maybe because of Venus being retrograde, I don't know, I'm just saying that we're going to see difficulties we're going to rest assured that there is more difficulties to manipulate the weather because of something that Venus is doing in the world.
I love that. And if you're watching this tonight or in the later days, we just had the meditation sending love to Mother Earth. So I'm guessing this really helped into, let's say, helping raise the frequency of Mother Earth and not letting her being manipulated.
Well, can we ask? Can I take two cards on this?
Let's ask about the effect of this group meditation we had today. And of course, you can watch it on replay. It is still time. It is still powerful.
Oh my God. Okay. Guys, this is just unbelievable. We have the death card. There is no one on it. So this is just nature.
And
so
it looks like the image I just showed. Like, it's really wow.
this is the only deck that I know of that has no one on deck card. It's just nature. This is unbelievable. So this is a big change, a big transformation of nature itself. And it doesn't stop there. I have chills. The meditation really helped to gain some new protection. We can see an armor being, what is this word? Being built. Let's just use this word. So we can see that there is protection that was built during this meditation that we helped create. And then we have abundance, where Mother Nature is just so grateful that is going to pour abundance on the people who did that, and to be able to be more in the frequency of generosity and abundance, but also not just with the finances and everything, because Venus rules that. And I was talking about Venus a minute ago, but also because we are going to help to reclaim the natural cycles and not the chemical, not the program, not the trafficked one. And we have the card of the protection, amongst other things. This is the card that means that everything has a place in the world. And this is also a card that is being used sometimes for protection. And it says that we collectively, doing this meditation, we help to just put in their place the scientific or the people trafficking the nature.
I'm having chills. This is beautiful. Wow. And Ostara is also a celebration of abundance, as we said. So this is beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's ask, is having a feast to symbolize abundance, does it increase our manifestation potential around Ostara?
Ooh.
Of course, with people we love, to have a big party of that love, abundance, joy frequency.
It's one way of doing it, but the card seems to indicate something else. We do have the card of surrendering. We have the card of high honor, which is why I'm saying it's one way of doing it, because for sure it's an honor. We do have the card of, it says health, maturity, and ancestor. And we do have the card of compromise. So the compromise is there to say, if you're celebrating with a feast, it's okay, but there is something else to just add to it. So maybe an offrande,
an offering.
Oh, an offering. Okay, thank you. Maybe do an offering to, we're in the woo, so that's good, to a tree, to nature, hug a tree. There's something with honoring. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Giving back. Yes, you're right. And honoring and being in the gratitude with nature. That is, maybe instead of eating with a feast, you could be, I don't know, giving food to the birds or anything, just to give back. Yes. And with this card, for me, this is more about either the Pisces that got to sacrifice or doing less. So I would say that go back to the roots.
And that's interesting, because when I was in Peru, we did a shamanic ceremony with Inca shamans. Wow, my words. And the whole ceremony was about, like, we were all gathering together, this little group that we were, into creating an offering for Mother Earth. So we would, and every part of the little bundle that we created together for Mother Earth was like, had a symbol, like a significance. For example, like flowers, and sometimes we were putting like little candies because we like the sweetness of Earth. We like sweet surprises. Also lentils, because it's very like, let's say, nourishing, all of that stuff. So I think this is like going back to the roots, as you said, is something that doesn't cost you anything or barely, just to be able to put the intention of being grateful for what Mother Earth is offering us. Wow, This is so cool. And on that note, if you'd like to join us there, this is going to be an amazing journey of transformation altogether. Please do so. We would love you to be part of this journey with us, with Elena and I. We're going to go through 10 new moon activation together, working with the astrology, working with the singing bowl, and the guided meditation of this lovely lady, Elena. And we're going to use, of course, the universal year number 9 to transform ourselves completely throughout 2025. And we have still a few days left for this bundle. That is going to be available only until March 28th. So still 8 days left to take advantage of this. And after that, the bundle will not be available. So, and at the same time, we have a 25% off offer on the bundle with the code Eclipse25. And after that, they will be available individually at regular price. We're not going to have any more discounts. So just letting you know, if you'd like to get to commit to yourself during that year, commit to your biggest transformation process yet, to also receive the very best, because we've seen in the cards that this is a huge year. And as much as you're willing to put the work with your self-growth process, you're going to receive big also. So this is a huge commitment, and we made it very affordable, especially with the 25% off. So hop on that train with us. We would love you to be there. And of course, we're going to be doing that within our little group of community members, beautiful souls. And I'll put the link down below in the description box. All right. And it's going to be available until the first eclipse, which is going to be on March 28th. So March 28th, March 29th. So we're going to start this process with a bang. This is going to be super powerful. Yay. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about Easter. So a lot of people now are celebrating Easter with this kind of, let's say, images. So rabbits, eggs, and on the side of that, there's kind of the more, let's say, religious images. So the Christ on the cross and all of that stuff. But we're like, okay, rabbits, the Christ, resurrecting the eggs. Where the hell is that coming from? But so the rabbits and the eggs are symbolism that were used more from the pagan side of the original ritual. So here we have like the goddess ritual, the eggs symbolizing new life, the rabbit symbolizing fertility, abundance. And of course, we have a very different, let's say, symbology with Easter. So everything has been mixed together, the religious stuff, the pagan stuff. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about the Christian holiday part of it. So what I found super interesting, especially being a graphic designer and having done many calendars before, is that Easter is never the same date. So if you have been doing a calendar before, you know that this one is a little bit tricky. So the question will be about that. And in that article from Wikipedia, they talk about how this was a controversial issue, why this it's a movable feast and not being on a fixed date. And it is based on a lunisolar calendar. So solar years plus moon phases. So that tells us that it still has a little bit of its roots based in pagan rituals that were based around the moon cycles, basically, because it will be the Palm Sunday, or Passover is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the March equinox. So this is super weird. But nonetheless, it's also based on the lunar calendar, which we said that Ostara was about 13. 13 is the number of moon cycles that you have within a year, represents the divine feminine. The moon is connected to the divine feminine. So there's still a trace of that within the religious holiday, which is super interesting. So a lot of people has tried to reform that date and put it on a fixed date, or at least like the first Sunday after this or that, but it didn't work yet. So let's ask the cards, why is it not on a fixed date, Easter, that is? Is it a remnant of the lunar calendar honoring the divine feminine pagan tradition at its origins?
And it's so weird also, the bunnies and the eggs. We know it's because of fertility, but when we grew up, in with the church, like there was no explanation for bunnies and
Right.
we know now it's about, sex and fertility, but creation. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
yeah, I don't want to add to it. Go ahead with the cards. I don't want to distract you. So why is it not on a fixed date? Is that a remnant of the lunar calendar honoring the divine feminine pagan tradition?
Oh, that's interesting. It says that it's very important that we do have it on we have the card of no return, that we do have it on a particular moment, because otherwise the energy would not align right with what is being created. So there seems to be people that are deciding this who are not believer in the real Catholic event, but believer in the real event initially, I would say.
So does Easter have to be, let's say, coinciding with the lunar cycle to be powerful?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just looking at the card, and the cards are
Because
really,
it has to like take the energy from the divine feminine moon cycle. Is that why?
Why do we have blood moon? I don't understand. Okay, so we have the energy of the survival. We have the energy of the messenger. We have the energy of the full moon behind him. This is draining the life out of you. This is the blood moon. We have the mask, and we have the sign. So your question is, why does it have to be there?
Why does it have to be connecting with the moon cycle to be powerful? And we're talking about Easter, which is supposed to be the celebration of the resurrection of the Christ. So not connected with the divine feminine so much.
No, it is not. At this point, it is not connected with the feminine at all, even though like the eggs and the bunnies, right? The woman giving birth, that is. Right now, it's just taking something from you. So it is a transformation of the event. If it's not on that date, it says it would not be powerful at all. It says that it would not be powerful at all. I just don't understand. What do we do with this?
What do we do with this? Okay, so if Easter wasn't on that day, it wouldn't be powerful at all. Okay, so let's go with the next one, and maybe we'll have more clues. Is celebrating Easter beneficial for humans or detrimental, energetically speaking? Is it taking away our energy? Let's say the Christians that are, or not just the Christians, just the people celebrating Easter. Is it something that drains the energy out of you, or okay?
It drains life out of you. That's why it has to be on that date. Otherwise, you would not you would not receive channeling and doing the card and talking at the same time. It is not something that I should do. Okay. When it's Mercury retrograde, that is. So celebrating Easter at this date is taking away from you.
Okay. Is it because you're not aware of the symbolism, or is it because of the energy that is chosen with the moon?
It's because instead of going with the beautiful bunnies and eggs, that is giving life, creation, expansion, and creation in general, we're celebrating death. I know it's rebirth also, but we're celebrating death / rebirth, zombies, something. So we're not in the right energies at all. I know it's still death and rebirth, but there's something about the emphasis on the passing.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah,
it's hijacking the initial pagan ritual of fertility, abundance, and new starts. Okay, did the Christ resurrect on Easter?
You're going
around, let's say, around those dates in April, because March this year is going to be on April 20th.
I would say no, because we have Hollywood and we do have compromise. Compromise would indicate that it's something similar.
Yeah.
So either it's not the right date, or either it was not fully dead.
Okay. So, okay, we talked about like the celebration of it is not beneficial on that particular date. And then people, Christians that are practicing, usually are also practicing the 40 days of Lent, which is fasting, le carême, fasting, prayer, penance. So you're, let's say, depriving yourself of something you like in order to honor the Christ that went through, let's say, sacrifice, self-sacrifice. So are the people practicing this tradition seeing benefits spiritually speaking?
We have the devil, solitude, unconquered inspiration. No, because you're supposed to create at that time. So I think that this energy of sacrificing and cutting something out of your routine is very beneficial, but I would do it maybe in Pisces season or something else, because right now it's all about this kind of inspiration, creation. It's all about expanding, and you're limiting your resources, and you're focusing, because we have the card of the devil, obsession. You're focusing on, oh my God, I'm so hungry, or this or this or this.
And
So
just the idea of penance, of punishing yourself, is also not, I'm guessing, helping the process of re-empowering yourself.
well, it's being said that the darker side uses a lot of sacrifices, which the lighter side are trying not to use. Right, they're not using sacrifices.
We're using offerings in the light side.
That's it. So we're supposed to do offering instead of removing and depleting your energy, especially when you're supposed to create and expand. So offering, so give to receive, and not deplete to
stay empty.
Yeah.
Wow, this all makes a lot of sense. And let us know in the comments what you think. We don't want to offend anybody. We're just reading the cards and trying to get as much truth as we can here. Okay, last one here. And I'll make a parallel with this amazing judgment card from the tarot. And of course, it's talking about resurrection from the dead. So there's a link here with Easter, resurrecting of the Christ. But here it takes a turn of, let's say, mass awakening, because this archangel, which I'm guessing is Gabriel, is announcing that we're going to have a big mass awakening and rebirth. So my question here for the cards is Judgment Day starting this year around Easter? And by Judgment Day, I mean like the removing of the veil that you saw earlier, like seeing a lot of the darkness for what it truly is.
I would say yes, everything is already put in place at the moment.
Oh, and you know what? Like I just realized this year, Easter falls on April 20th, which is just after the retrogrades.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a big yes here?
I would say yes. We have release, we have comeback, which is death and rebirth. We have a lot of war, so that's the energy of there is something that is going to explode. We're going to see a big bang before we're seeing the judgment, and everything is being put in place. So the exact moment where we're going to see this big bang and it's going to be starting, I don't know, but it's already being put in place at the moment. So I would say that it's near that, and we have nothing to be fearful, because we are only going to expand and level our vibration even higher.
Yeah.
But for those who have done wrong things, it's going to be a rude awakening.
Can we just have like a glimpse of what's this big bang all about? Like this event that's starting this whole Judgment Day process?
This is something that I have seen, I think, for the past year. There is supposed to be either a passing in royalty, or there's something that is very similar to that. So that could be the Pope, that could be royalty. But we do have someone that is non-human that is going to be passing. And this thing is going to start the whole thing.
Are we going to be made aware of it, or is it going to be happening behind closed doors?
we're going to know.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not going to know right away. They're going to lie about this.
Delay the announcement. So it falls after the retrogrades.
Mm-hmm.
Right in time for Easter Judgment Day. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Let us know what you think. Do make sure you like this episode if you did enjoy it, of course, and do make sure you are subscribed. And if you'd like to book your one-on-one consultations, there are still some spaces left around the eclipses. So if you'd like to book with Sophie, ask all of your personal question, get all the guidance, and she's amazing. I'm telling you, both of those ladies are truly amazing and very different in the way that they read the cards, but like so complementary. So if you do want to book with Sol or Sophie, please use the discount code Jupiter. It will give you 10% off your next reading, and the link is down below in the description box. Wow, Sophie, that was an amazing one. Thank you so much. And let us know, guys, if you did enjoy it, and let us know in the comments what you would like us to deep dive on next time. So have a beautiful rest of your week. Happy New Year. Happy new astrological year to all of you. We wish you all the best in your manifestation in your life, and all the love that you deserve. Thank you, everybody, and see you soon.